Okay, to send me back on the property. What I've been doing this afternoon, is I've been cutting these lateral roots off this tree. This is supposed to be an ash. Sorry, this is supposed to be an elm tree. And man, you talk about a mess. This thing is anchored in pretty good. So all these little lateral roots that ran every which way, they go out at least easily 6, 7, 8, 12 feet. Um, my excavators just don't have enough power to actually rip these lateral roots out. Maybe if I had a bigger excavator or backhoe, I might be able to have broken these, but man, this thing is anchored in there pretty good. So since this saw blade was getting kind of dull, you're going to touch dirt. The dirt and rocks are going to pretty much, it's going to actually dull out your blade. So since I got a new blade and bar, I figure I'll go and wear this blade and bar down I got now and just get some of these things out the way. I'm going to try to come out tomorrow if it's not raining and try to get this stump. And I got an ash stump over here. I did the same thing earlier, or just a few minutes ago actually. This guy that's over here, this tree was pretty much anchored in pretty good too. So we're going to try to do a little surgery tomorrow and see if we can get this stuff ripped out of here so I can get these holes closed. So I kind of cut these ones back. I got an organ bar, power sharp. So I cut here, all around the stupid base of this tree in attempts that we can get this stuff freed. So pretty much I think with some of these lateral roots cut back, this tree should be able to be unlocked from this ground. Right now it's in there tight. So I've been playing around with this stump for some time and hoping I can get this thing out. This is a big tree. It was about maybe 50 feet tall, and it grew like in a Y because nobody maintained anything. So one branch went one way, one trunk went that way. I didn't really want to take it out, but because it was so close to the edge of the property, I figure I'll at least take it out in case it does die. And if I did actually put a house down here, I wouldn't worry about it falling in the fence or something like that. But this is what we got to do. Creole can on our property. And to get another example, let's just expose this root. I believe these roots are actually called heart roots. The ones that come horizontally to the surface of the steel or laterals. I think this is a heart root. Heart. So with the ground being soft, I keep on just poking around this base and stub and trying to find everything I can find out here. That way we can cut these roots out, and I might be able to get this tree turned. I'm going to try to grab the side of this tree, rock it a little bit. With this ground with some moisture, it might get out of there. I'm hoping I get it tomorrow, because this thing has been pretty much a lot of manual, a lot of wishing, a lot of cussing to get this tree out. But that's what we have to end up doing. So all these little roots here, they anchor this tree in pretty good. Okay, maybe one more pass with the digging bar. Found another little small root. I kind of give it the ideal. At the base of these trees, these little roots get hidden, and all this stuff is like little anchors to hold the tree in place. So we're just going to snap that out with the saw, and tomorrow, wish me luck, hoping we get this thing chopped out. Yeah, I didn't bring my tripod to hold this camera phone, but loosening up those heart roots and lateral roots did help me get this stump out. I spent maybe about 10 minutes rocking this thing back and forth, snapping off whatever I couldn't get with the chainsaw. But I gave you an example of the stump here. This is an ash tree. We're going to clean this up and try to get some of this hole filled in so I can drive around this back corner. I got a guy going to come in and drop off some material right here, and then we're going to smooth out this area where we kind of did some excavation at. But this gives you an idea about just what's involved. The mini excavators are okay. They don't have a lot of power to do a lot of things, but for smaller trees, less than 20 to 24 inches, you can work at it and get it done. So a combination of chainsawing, the little, what do you call it, the heart roots and lateral roots, we're able to get this thing done. Even with the stump out of the ground, the excavator don't have enough power to pull it up over this little hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this thing off about right here to kind of make the weight on the stump a little bit less. This is pretty heavy. To give you an example, I try to lift this up. It was pulling my excavator over just for the pure weight of the counterweight of this. The counterweight on these Volvos are not extremely heavy, so any kind of tilt on the back of this will cause this guy to kind of not flip, but you know, be a little bit loose and unbalanced. This thing right here is called a counterweight. I don't know how much this weighs. If I had to make a guess, it's about 250 pounds. So you need a little bit more weight in the back so you don't tip over. Just a little friendly advice. So even with this ash, I'm now getting down to the taproot. There's a big sucker right here, and this stuff was just extremely difficult to get cut, and I've been axing on it, hoping I can get this thing done today because I want to get this tree out before we get any rain. So got a couple splitters or axe, and just keep on chopping on this stuff and trying to get this stuff broken so I can get it out. So my little chainsaw activity did help loosen up some of these lateral roots, but these little heart roots, they're just very difficult. It's just a lot of work. Okay, this is the final stump. This was an ash tree. The only one that was on this property. Big property has an ash, but this is the first time I had this one on this property. I cut this down, I think September, maybe October. And boy, you talk about a whole bunch of lateral roots and heart roots. So pretty much with the chainsaw, we trimmed up as much as we can. I got this thing rocking and cut out a lot of these little heart roots that go this way downwards along with the tap root, and we was able to snap it off at the bottom and get it rocked out of there. So a bunch of grinding, twisting, and just back and forth rocking was able to get this thing loose. So to take care of pretty much all the stumps I need to get out that I can get out. These big ones up in the front, there's going to be impossible for this little small mini excavator to get to those unless I get a big John Deere backhoe like a 410 310 model or a case or a bigger excavator. I'm not even going to try to even kill myself trying to get those out. This other stump right here was the ash tree. Same thing, a lot of cussing. I cut out a lot of the lateral roots and heart roots just to get this one to be moved out, but we were able to get it out. I did have to cut the top half of this stump down a little bit so I could pick it up with the excavator. It's quite heavy. So that's Nice ash log. To kind of give you an idea, my boot is about 13 inches, or size 13. I think it's about 13, 14 inches. But this was a pretty big challenge just to get this guy out, but it's done.